Hi there, meteorologist Ed Valley here. Taking a look at the long range. This is going to be a quick one. Not much has changed. We touched on a lot of what we wanted to get over in yesterday's video. So we're going to talk just about the weather through this week. Big storm still in the cards here midweek. And then a colder trend this weekend. We still see some ups and downs, so we want to make sure we touch on that. So looks like Wednesday is a busy day in the Eastern Plains and Western Midwest. And then Wednesday night, it's the Midwest into Western Illinois. And then during the day on Thursday, it hits the remainder of Illinois, Western Indiana, Eastern Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan. And then colder air kind of gets wrapped in behind this. So just to give you an idea, the low pressure's up in the Arrowhead. You get basically a cold front that drives eastward. And then behind it, you're actually getting much colder air coming in from the northwest. And that could come with some snow showers Thursday night into Friday across the Midwest and Eastern Plains, and even a rain or snow shower possible in the Ohio Valley later Friday night. A secondary little disturbance, we'll call it, comes down Saturday afternoon, Saturday night from the Dakotas to the Ohio Valley. That's another opportunity for a few light rain and snow showers too. So when you look at the total precip between now and Sunday afternoon, it looks like this. I'll even zoom it in. And you can really see the Eastern Plains all the way eastward to the Ohio Valley. It's generally a tenth to 3/4 of an inch. Now, you do notice parts of northeastern North Dakota, maybe far eastern South Dakota, into parts of northeast Kansas, much of central Iowa and Minnesota. This area, more like a half to 2 inches of precipitation. Okay, so that's just one way to look at it. We also have to look at the snow part of this. This is a back end type deal. I'd say this is probably a little aggressive still on the amount side. I think a coating to an inch or two should do it. Iowa, Minnesota, the eastern Dakotas. But 2 to 4 inches can't be ruled out as you get up into parts of far northeastern South Dakota and into North Dakota. So that'll be a concern as well. And then whatever comes Saturday night to Sunday is a coating to an inch in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Iowa. Okay. So again, not a huge deal, but getting to that time of the year where snow is becoming possible, right? And as we head beyond this time, it looks like for the most part, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are dry. However, Wednesday of next week, it looks like a cold front's going to try to move through with additional chances for rain, but also cold coming in behind it. So today, pretty warm still, 60s and 70s south, 50s north. But the cold starts coming in Wednesday, and especially Thursday. Look at this, 30s north to 60s in eastern Kentucky and Ohio. So you can see that storm system is somewhere in Wisconsin or Minnesota. Ahead of it, you're still getting that warmth, but behind it, you're getting that colder air to come on in. Now, by Friday, there it really goes. Highs in the 20s and 30s as far south as Iowa, as Nebraska, as really northwest Illinois. And then into the weekend, that cold kind of really moves in. 20s and 30s north, 40s south. It's pretty warm still in the southern plains, but for the rest of us, we're dealing with a chill into next week. But we will rebound midweek next week back closer to normal, 50s and 60s south, 30s and 40s to the north. But over the course of the end of next week, more cold air making its way down from Canada here by the end of the 10-day period, 18th, 19th of the month. Going to be a pretty frosty turkey as it stands now, but we'll watch that as we get a little bit closer. So looking kind of here at the longer range information, I want to kind of start with that because there is some interesting stuff we're seeing. So I'm going to actually pull up the other modeling first. So let me do that for you. There we go. So when you look at this, day 7, big old trough in the central and eastern U.S. That's early next week. Ridge in the west. But by day 10, there's a lot of, in our business, we have funny terms, just like I'm sure you do for certain things. We call it sloshing. Think about a boat or a pool that has a lot of wave action in it. There's a lot of splish splash. Waves get big, they get small, and so forth. So in this pattern, that's what I was calling it to a colleague of mine this morning. There's a lot of sloshing going on in this pattern because initially this is a pretty darn good look for cold. Late week into early next week, but then the slosh happens. You get the warmth coming back briefly. Then by day 12, you get the cold again coming back in the east. And by day 15, we kind of get this benign weather pattern. So when you look at the GFS ensemble here, same idea. Strong trough in the east, but by day 10, we kind of flip it up. And then by day 15, we're flipping it up again. So the result, when you look at this, is definitely cooler than normal from the plains down to the southeast, warmer south and west. But you notice the incredible cold risk is just not there because of those ups and downs. So out west, warmer than normal. New England, a little bit warmer than normal. But again, the central and southern U.S., colder than normal, thanks to this idea of, some up and down conditions and colder weather at times. Now, obviously, it's wet here in week 1. Week 2, with the sloshing, you would imagine there's some ups and downs, right? So you look at the 5 to 10 day, generally it leans drier, but the 10 to 15 leans back wetter. So the idea here, lots of ups and downs. And really quick, did want to check our new European weeklies. Looking at that 16 to 30, you're noticing kind of the same idea. Colder central and east, warmer to the west. And that does mirror kind of what we have for our November forecast. So that's certainly not a bad thing really at all. Let me pull that up for you, and then we'll have you on your way. There it is. Generally speaking, near normal east, colder than normal Florida, colder than normal northern tier, warmer than normal south and west. We'll be back tomorrow with more information.